Brick by brick, I couldn't see the wall being built all around me, isolated from friends, my family long gone, driven from the career that I'd worked on so long. Subtly being built, I still couldn't see. For 17 years it rose around me, and when his behaviour became obvious, I wondered if there really had been an us, and if he really had loved me, if he really had cared. All those plans we had made, all those dreams we had shared, it had all been a ruse to make me be good and do everything just as I should. And then all at once, the wall came into sight. I knocked out a brick and was stunned by a light. I reached a hand through, Women's Aid replied. They knocked through a door so I could go outside into a world of freedom and fun where you could say what you want and relax in the sun, but the wallet remained and I had to return. I'd nowhere to go, no one to whom I could turn. Eventually, he involved the kids in his hell, and I had to flee from our prison cell. I sought a solicitor, got the court to decide, got emergency order at home to reside and a non-molestation to keep him away. At last we were free, or so it seemed that way, but the wallet remained in a different way. He still had control, took my teenage son away. His family, understandably, were on his side. He hadn't told them what I have described. His family I'd known for 25 years, who stepped into the breach when mine disappeared, from whom I had hidden all of my fears. When I asked them for help, just closed their ears. Would things have been different if they had known we lived off food parcels while Mum spoiled them at home? And just when I thought things couldn't get worse, he took me to court on May 21st, and his barrister, paid to win every case, said in a loud voice and very stern face, "I surmise you're pretending to be abused." I thought this was a case that I couldn't lose. I was pummeled with questions for 2 hours in the dock. My mouth went all dry and my brain had a block, and if I answered with a question in my innocent way, she'd glare at me. "I asked the questions here," she would say. I had no response to these lies and disdain. I felt that I was being abused once again. The judge was on her side right from the start. The case was dismissed before my husband took part. I stood in astonishment, tears started to pour. I'd only ever cried in front of my husband before. I had to rush back to take the kids from their home before he returned to regain control, and so we were forced to flee once again. I had to be strong and shame them from the pain. I wonder if that judge and barrister, when they got home, being met by a kiss at the door from their loved ones, realised the chaos they caused for 3 kids that night. Did they even give a second thought to our plight? A few days later, we were allowed to return by his gracious consent, not decided alone. We returned to our prison inside a brick wall, but somehow we didn't feel secure at all. Now he comes in the house whenever he pleases, and I cower in a corner and ask help from Jesus. I don't want to meet with his angry eyes. I've been a bad girl and he may chastise. Our home is a prison, I lock us inside. Those brick walls are closing in, no longer wide. What will it take to get away from it all? For him to slam my head against that brick wall?